Good evening. This is the real truth coming at you on a Tuesday evening. Let's talk about the idea of somebody going on a cruise with their whole family to celebrate their father's birthday. Yes, we're talking about the young black man Kevin McCarthy, who went on a cruise for 4 days with his family. And on the last day before the ship docked and the cruise was over with, the young man was never to be seen again. So follow me as we talk and discover what happened to Kevin on the Carnival cruise with his family. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow as we take this journey and talk about everyday things in life that you don't hear about on the big networks like CNN, Fox, Channel 12. So where we got to do? We got to go where we fit in. Come along with me. This is the real, straight to the truth. Check this out.
On Monday, the 4th of September last week, a 26-year-old man named Kevin McGrath was aboard a Carnival cruise ship in Florida when he mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen at approximately 2 a.m. by his brother Andre. However, this would be the last time anybody would see the young father of two. After an extensive search was carried out on the cruise ship, Kevin was still nowhere to be found, so his family officially reported him missing to the Miami-Dade police later that day. They then conducted a broader search in the surrounding waters, working together with the Coast Guard, but despite the efforts of everybody involved, there was still no sign of Kevin McGrath. Camera footage was also checked to find out where Kevin went that night, but rather hauntingly, there was absolutely no evidence of the man going overboard, leading many to wonder what really happened to Kevin McGrath, and why have so many young men gone missing on cruise ships in the last few months.
Since we started looking for a better cashback credit.
Out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And there's wallet. We can help you make the smartest decision by comparing.
So yes, what we're finding out is that this Kevin has gone missing on one of Carnival's cruise line ships. Sad to say that it just seems nobody knows what happened to this young man. 6 feet 4 inches tall, African American, curly hair, light brown complexion, brown eyes, muscular type build, athletic type build. What has happened to Kevin? What do you guys think? Let's help Kevin's family find out what happened to him. Let's get back to listening. Who would know what actually happened to Kevin? Imagine being on vacation with your loved one and all of a sudden they come up missing. Check this out.
Described as a family man, Kevin had his first child when he was quite young and went on to become a father of two, all before the age of 26. He has always been described as somebody with the ability to light up a room with his wicked sense of humour, but there isn't much more available information on Kevin's background, so out of respect for his family, I will refrain from making any assumptions. However, one thing we do know for sure is that he had recently boarded a Carnival cruise ship with his family to celebrate his father's 60th birthday. By all accounts, everybody who was there was having a good time. That is, until the final night. when Kevin McGrath would mysteriously disappear. On Sunday the 3rd of September, Kevin was spending the evening with his family, making the most of their final night together on the cruise. At the time, they were heading back to Miami after spending the previous 2 days traveling to the Bahamas, so they wanted to make the most of the little time they had left. But soon enough, everybody started to get tired and eventually decided to return to their respective cabins to sleep for the night. Kevin's brother Andre later confirmed that he spoke to Kevin somewhere on the cruise ship at around 2 a.m., but little did he know that this would be the final time anybody would officially see the 26-year-old man. The next morning, on Monday the 4th of September, the family had all set their alarms early as they had planned to meet at 7 a.m. for breakfast. But despite the rather early start, everybody was there, all except for Kevin.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause it for a minute. So, what we're seeing is that Kevin went on a 4-night cruise to celebrate his father's birthday with about 20 to 30 people that was considered family. They're saying that Kevin shared a suite with his brother and his cousin. The brother said the last time he saw Kevin was that morning. Oh no, I'm sorry, excuse me. It's the morning that they were supposed to show up for breakfast. Was that night in the nightclub. Something doesn't sound right about this. Something does not sound right. Let's get back to the story.
To miss a meal. Also, from his military background, waking up at early times of day was something he was very much used to. So when there was still no sign of him after an hour had passed, his family decided to go to his cabin to check on his well-being. At this time, it was just assumed he was feeling sick or maybe just chose to sleep in, which to be fair wasn't too surprising given that Andre confessed to Kevin still being awake at 2 a.m, just 5 hours before the planned breakfast. However, when they got to his room, they quickly discovered that he was nowhere to be seen, causing panic to arise within the family. Upon this discovery, they started to search the entire cruise ship, hoping to find him somewhere. But after splitting up and covering all bases, they eventually conceded to raising the concern to the cruise ship workers. Now, a Carnival cruise ship is about 300 meters long on average, so it is not completely uncommon for people to get lost when exploring the vessel. However, given that this was their final day of the cruise, it was assumed that Kevin would have slightly better knowledge of his surroundings by this point. Nevertheless, the workers tried to calm the McGrath family, explaining that they would check the camera footage to try and locate the missing man. However, after checking the CCTV, they were still unable to spot Kevin anywhere on the ship around the time he supposedly had been missing. They then checked his room to confirm the last time he used his card key to enter his room, which they soon discovered to be around 3:30 a.m. This meant that after the conversation with his brother Andre, Kevin eventually ended up settling in his room about an hour and a half later. This confused the family as nobody had seen him after 2 a.m, which brought into question why was he walking around the ship all alone in the middle of the night. But despite this major discovery, Kevin's family was still no closer to finding him. The cruise ship eventually docked in Miami that day, but the search continued after it was confirmed that Kevin had not officially disembarked the ship either. This unfortunately meant that there were now only 2 options left. Either Kevin was hiding out somewhere on the cruise ship, or he had abandoned it during the night. So with these 2 possibilities in mind, the Miami-Dade police got in touch with the local Coast Guard in the hopes that they would find Kevin before it was too late. On Tuesday the 5th of September, boats and helicopters were sent out to search the open waters off the coast of Miami to see if they could find any evidence of Kevin's whereabouts. This lasted for several days, with police using every resource they could to aid in the search. But despite their efforts, yet again, there was no sign of Kevin. However, this wasn't necessarily bad news for the McGrath family, as the discovery of a body at this point would mean that Kevin was likely no longer with them. So they were determined to keep searching the ship in the hopes he had fallen down a shaft or gotten himself stuck somewhere and was awaiting rescue. This was a plausible theory as the ship was very large with lots of areas to potentially get lost, So search teams scoured the vessel for a second time with hopes of finding the missing man. But once again, their attempts were futile, with Kevin continuing to evade discovery, leading police to confirm he was no longer aboard the ship. However, in a strange twist, a second search of the ship's cameras and security devices did not indicate he went overboard, which brought the case to an abrupt halt. So from the investigation so far, it would seem that Kevin didn't disembark the ship, but contradicting this fact, other evidence also shows that he is most likely no longer aboard the ship. So where is he? Now, unfortunately, I cannot answer this question, as this is all we know for now. This is a truly chilling mystery, which I desperately hope has a happy ending. However, with Kevin now being missing for over a week, his safe return is looking seriously doubtful. But with that, let's get into some of the potential theories. Firstly, Kevin's sister Danielle believes he could.
Okay, so this is getting weirder and weirder. Everybody has gotten off the boat. The cruise is over. Everybody has gotten off the boat. I said again, the cruise is over. But this young man, Kevin, is nowhere to be found. And he's nowhere on the boat. What has happened to Kevin? Pay attention. Let's get back to the story. Okay, so there we have it, pretty much talking about this Kevin that went on vacation with his family, and when it was time for the boat to dock and the vacation or the cruise was over, he was nowhere to be found. First, let's keep our prayers up for Kevin and his family and hope that he returns home safely. Just know, people, we got to be more attentive and more keep our eyes open and watching out for dangers that are around us. That's the story with Kevin and the missing cruise passenger. All right. You can YouTube his name and the whole story will come up. If you know anything, get in touch with Crime Stoppers and let them know whatever information. Don't forget to comment, like, and follow. And also comment in the comment section before. I look forward to reading what y'all have to say. Don't forget to like. Anyway, that's it. Y'all have a good day. This is the real truth coming at you. Peace.